Hey everyone, welcome to Job Squad Media. Today we're going to talk about some tips on how to import logos and faces into WWE 2K16. Okay, for the first tip, we're going to talk about picking the right face for your characters in the game. There's three main things here that I focus on: good lighting, good angles, and hair not covering the face, or any other kind of like objects covering your face. We're going to look at Rob Stark here. Now look at this face. This is an example of a bad angle. See how his head is turned to the side a little bit? You don't see any features on the side of his face? That's a bad example. Now look at this. On the bottom over here, bottom left, you see the stuff covering his face here. And this right here is a bad example of lighting. Look, the colors are all different. There's way too much shadows in his eyes. The side of his face is completely darkened out. And you just don't want that. This is a bad example for lighting. It just doesn't look natural. Now this right here is a little blown out. It's not bad. This is the right angle, but it kind of diminishes some of the features. The lighting is a little bright on this one. So we're looking for something that's just about right. And this one looks like it's got stuff covering the face that might work. But right here, this looks like the money. We have good features. He's pale in complexion, so this looks good. And the only problem is his hair covering the face right here. But you know what? This is one of the best photos that I can find on here. So we're actually going to Photoshop that, and that will work. This looks good. You want a straight look right onto your character's face. Tip number 2, we're going to be talking about getting the size right. Now, I personally was using 512 by 512 for my face photos. And for the majority of the time that did work, but sometimes I would run into some issues. So what I did was I created a 600 by 700 template, and that started working great for me. I highly suggest you start doing 512 by 512, and the things that don't work out, the faces that don't quite match up, I would try 600 by 700 resolution. Try that. All right, tip number 3. This is probably the biggest one, to be honest with you. The WWE 2K servers kind of just suck. Unfortunately, I think it's due to high traffic. The game just came out, and there was a lot of problem with 2K15 as well with this. So you're going to run into a lot of issues. The biggest problem is you get your code, you put it in the website, and it gives you an error message. There's several different error messages. They all show up in yellow there, and they all result in the servers being down, too much traffic, unavailable, something like that. This doesn't mean you're doing anything wrong. This is just the servers not cooperating at that point in time. And trust me, you'll see error messages on the game as well saying you've been disconnected from server or servers are not available. It happens. This will also result in you uploading some photos online and it says, oh, they were successful, everything went through all right, but then you log on your game and they don't show up. That's again another server issue with things just not connecting. But all these issues lead to tip number 4, which is pick non-peak hours to try to upload your logos or face photos. I've been trying all week to upload logos and face photos, and stuff just doesn't work out. So I found the sweet spot to upload all your content is between 3 a.m. and 2 p.m. That's when people are still asleep, either at work or at school. But once that 2 p.m., or maybe sometimes into 3 p.m., that's when the servers start getting packed up, and you just can't do anything. The servers won't work. You get disconnected. You have issues. Hopefully, as we go down the road, not as many people are going to be playing. Not as many people are going to be uploading photos, playing online, and the servers will kind of ease up. But we still have trouble with 2K15. So I'm hoping things get a little bit better for 2K16. All right, guys, I hope you found some of these tips to be really useful. And if you have any other questions, throw them in the comments section, and I'll try to get to them as soon as I can. Oh, and before I go, on my other video where I showed you how to import face photos, it appears some of you guys were using like my code that I used on the video, and some of your stuff's showing up on my game. So if you try to upload stuff using that same code and your photos aren't working, it's because I got them. So make sure you use your own code so you can actually get the photos that you upload. So yeah, that's also one thing that could help you out.